Geometry Dash has been going insane for the past year, from the skill ceiling rising at rapid rates to the largest scandal in history just being discovered. It's all happened, and it looks like things are about to get crazier. Because of all of these things, a lot of levels have been overlooked. Trick and Firework did gain more attention due to the Space UK hacking scandal, but they and many more would have had more attention if it hadn't been for unfortunate events. 2021 was a year of tension for the list. Tartarus had been top 1 for around a year now, and people were becoming annoyed. Dilsthik was extremely close to verifying a formerly impossible level known as Abyss of Darkness, but devastating fails would lead to him dropping the level. This left the rest of the community to attempt to overtake Tartarus. After 6 months and 60,000 attempts, the legendary Sonic Wave Infinity would be verified by Zanny. What most people didn't know was it had been severely nerfed, and because of this, it would be placed at number 2 on the list, making it seem like Yatagarasu 2.0. Many were incredibly disappointed in Zanny. SWI was one of the greatest and most historic levels ever, as it carried on the legacy of Sonic Wave and Sunix, who had buffed it to oblivion. It's estimated that unnerfed SWI would be number 1 if verified today. The level was slowly forgotten until almost 2 years later when it was moved above Tartarus. This means that Sonic Wave Infinity was the level to dethrone Tartarus. This is just the first example of players not getting the credit they were due because of bad occurrences. The next level we will be talking about is Arcturus. Arcturus was not top 1 when it was placed on the list. The reason Arcturus was not placed at the number 1 spot was because it went unrated for almost a half a year. The reason it wasn't rated was the fact it simply wasn't rate-worthy. However, RobTop changed his mind once Firework was verified. He would end up rating Arcturus, Slaughterhouse, and Firework all at the same time, making October 30th a monumental day for Geometry Dash. Arcturus would still be considered easier than Tartarus for a few months after rate, but it ended up being moved. Oblivion, the sequel to Cognition, has a very similar story to Arcturus. However, it was not rated for over a year after verification, and it's much less well known than Arcturus because of this. Hard Machine, although easier than Oblivion and Arcturus, was added to the list before both. This would have made it the hardest level on the list at the time, but it was placed at number 5. It slowly climbed back up the list. Eventually, it surpassed Tartarus even though it was originally thought to be just top 10. Now we come to the hardest level so far, Firework. Firework was the most hyped level of 2021, only rivaled by SWI and Abyss of Darkness. In fact, Trick had been competing against Dilsthik in the race to dethrone Tartarus before Dils dropped Abyss of Darkness. Now, it was just him, and after 234,000 attempts in almost a year, he verified it. This was a legendary moment in the community. It was tremendously harder than its predecessors, and nothing could rival it. However, many woke up disappointed on November 4th to find it placed at number 2. Just weeks before, Space UK had verified Slaughterhouse, and it turned out to be much harder than Firework. This was one of the biggest upsets in the game for a while. It was only a year and a half later that we found out Space UK had hacked Slaughterhouse. This meant Trick had in fact verified the top 1, even if it would have only been number 1 for 2 months when Doggy would legitimately verify Slaughterhouse. Firework is the last level we know for certain that didn't have the spotlight stolen from it, but we can still speculate on other levels. Abyss of Darkness was verified in 2022 by Cursed, and it would be placed at the number 1 spot. It would later be swapped with Slaughterhouse following Space UK's hacked completion, and it looks like his false completion was the main reason for AOD being moved down. Another level that would have been top 1 was Diabolic Clubstep, and it does currently sit above Slaughterhouse, yet the main proponents for it being moved above Slaughterhouse have been caught hacking, meaning this could change very soon. I have mentioned before that I think AOD and Diabolic Clubstep should be swapped, and I still hold to that conclusion. Only time will tell what happens next. Thanks for watching me act like I care about the subject, and I will see you in the next video.